Hello everyone, my name is TJ and welcome to my Lego room. And today we are ending the phase 2 of the Gallagher, which is the NASCAR of Star Wars contest. And this phase had to do with cluster repulsors. So what we're going to be doing today is going over each one of the entries. I hopefully will have them up on the Flickr page as well, so you can go through after the fact and choose your top 5 builds that you would like to see go on into the final. I will then take the top 3 who had the most votes, and they will make it into the final phase, which is in a little while, and another month. Now, today also marks the beginning of the final phase, which is array style repulsors. Arrays are any single piece that you align in a row and have at least 6 in a row. That will qualify for what an array is. The dimensions, like we've had before in the previous sections of the contest, there are limitations, but these ones are only in the height and width categories. It's 16 wide and 7 bricks tall, so 16 studs wide, 7 bricks tall. Lengthwise, there's no limit. You guys have been pretty good at keeping it pretty tame as far as the unlimited side of things. As a matter of fact, I think everyone's kept it within the original parameters, which, hey, I'll take it. But those are the rules. Everything else pretty much stays the same. The engine sizes and all that. If you have a question, go ahead and leave a comment and ask me. I'm going to try to get all the rules and everything up in all the different places, but that doesn't always happen, especially with the holidays coming up. I've gotten way busy, as I'm sure you have as well. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and jump into it. Yes, got it within 2 minutes. All right, let's jump in. All right, so number 1. Oh, whoop. I'm going to slide over here so that we can have the images on this side right here. Ooh, pretty. It's more editing for me, but hey, whatever. I'm staying up all night anyway. All right, so we have Murad's Repulsor Speeder. We've seen this one before. This is number 1 on our list. Not because they're going to win, but it was the first entry, really. So Murad's Cluster Repulsor. I love the color. Blue is actually my favorite color, which is pretty awesome, even though I like dark blue and dark red in Lego and even dark green and all the others, but blue is my favorite color, so good job. Number 2 is going to be the Imperial Repulsor Racer by Egg Boy. So this is number 2, and Egg Boy did a great job. We saw this one before in the reveal. Very good land speeder look. Just really fantastic. I think it's a really good evolution of the land speeder into a racer. Next up for number 3, we have Dale, and Dale had his Prometheus. This is the cluster version. His Prometheus system actually has adaptive or modular repulsors. So we've seen a vein version of it before. Now we see the cluster version, and next up we'll have the array version, which will be pretty cool. Number 4 is Ragged's Ugnaught Speeder. Now, this is actually going to be my fault. I didn't have the rules finalized when Ragged first contacted me about the cluster version, and unfortunately, it didn't fully qualify. I'm going to put that on me. We had talked about how to modify it to make it work a little bit better for him. Weren't able to fully form it. So if you guys can forgive me and allow Ragged's entry into the contest, that's totally on me. If he ends up making it into the top 3 and into the final, we'll go ahead and we'll adjust that as well and bring it back into parameters, but I thought it was too cool not to use. So this is like a salvage vehicle that it was turned into a racer, and the Ugnaught said, "I will race. I have spoken." All right, number 5 is Tortoise Brick Speeder. Got a nice solo A Star Wars Story vibe on this ship, but it's got that engine on the side, which is fantastic. And once again, I even like the color. So number 5 by Tortoise Bricks. Number 6 is by Corey, and this is his Star Chariot. I like that he didn't use a windscreen. He just used that little roll cage piece on the front, which is pretty cool. Asymmetry, you guys know how much I care about that. And a very good amount of greebles, but not too many. Good job on you, Corey. I know you've asked about that before. He has a very good use of cones. Very good at using those for greebles, so props. Number 6 is Ben's TCCL, which stands for Twin Canister Cluster Land Speeder. While it's not my favorite color, the yellow is a very refreshing color, and I just really enjoyed the double barrel look of it. It kind of matches one of our previous winners for the vane contest as well. So that's something that some of you may consider, some of you may not. All right, next is number 8. So that was number 7, the yellow speeder there. Number 8 is Liam's ball speeder. I called it the ball speeder because it's using that Jurassic World ball, which is really cool. It also gave me some of my BB-8 tank vibes, which, hey, good job. You appealed to me, but I'm not the only person voting this time. All right. So number 9 is actually by Ninth Circle Productions, I think, on YouTube. Did a fantastic job and actually has a video up of this build, which is pretty cool. He calls it the Sand Blaster, and it's a really cool looking ship. It's got 2 different places for pilots, but obviously, of course, if you're racing, you'll probably only use one of them and maybe fill the other one with a power cell or something like that. Tons of clusters underneath. Great job. Really, really think that was a great job. Number 10 is Kygo's center engine speeder, and this is pretty cool because we've seen a lot of dual engine ships for the most part, or some asymmetrical things occasionally. This one, Kygo put the engine right in the center, and it was kind of cool to look at how he integrated it. He's got some thrusters on the back, and yeah, it's just a really, really good design. Actually, I was very impressed with it. I know the pictures sometimes aren't as clear, but let's look past that and let's look at the actual build. Did a great job. Fantastic job. Number 11 is Finn's Tilted Racer. I call it the Tilted Racer because in the story that Finn shared with me, he said that the clusters are offset, and so it tends to lean. It tilts while it's racing, which is pretty fun. It's an AT-AT driver. You can see a little bit of the tilt in some of the pictures. This AT-AT driver picked up racing after being left behind. Fantastic job on the ship, and yeah, asymmetry. I like it. Number 12 is Brits and Pieces Scavenged McLaren P1. So Brits and Pieces imagined that Earth is actually a planet in the Star Wars universe. It's just really backwater. Nobody likes it. Nobody cares about it. And so he went through and turned the McLaren P1 set into a hovering car to go into the Gallagher contest. Pretty fun idea. And then did DeLorean wheels for the clusters. Very fun. Very fun idea. Number 13 is by Andrews, and this is his XMP-13RY. If you spell it out, it actually looks like the word exemplary, which is a pretty fun idea. But did a great job. Looks like a salvaged X-Wing turned into a racer, which is pretty awesome. Number 14 is by the Lego Porg, and this is what he calls the Aviator. Now, this is another one that was actually my fault. He submitted it as a cluster repulsor. I actually suggested he do that. He submitted this originally for the Vane repulsor contest. And when I responded back, I said, yeah, it looks great. It's awesome. Good to go. And then after the fact, while I was uploading these pictures, I realized I forgot to tell him about the three clusters rule. So that's on me. We're going to give Lego Porg the benefit of the doubt that he would have added those extra repulsors possibly underneath the little pods on the side. So that's on me. I apologize, but we're going to go ahead and enter him. And if you like the look of it, consider voting for it. Next up for number 15, we have DevX Luke's sideways repulsor. Now I call it a sideways repulsor because he actually arranged the repulsors on the side. And I'm not sure what kind of advantage it would give you if it gave you an advantage, but they can also spin. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, what a cool concept to completely change how we think about repulsors and the cluster repulsors. They're always facing down, right? But who's to say they can't be on the side or spin? I don't know. It was a cool idea. I hadn't thought of that myself. Well, good job. Good job. So that's number 15. Number 16 is Super Lego Boys ZL1 Crash Speeder. This is actually completely made from set number 75891, the Chevy Camaro ZL1, hence the name of the ZL1 Crash Speeder. So he did a fantastic job. I really, really like that he was able to use only pieces from that set. That's always impressive. He's got the stickers on there to make it look like a racer. It's a Star Wars Camaro. Fantastic job. Good job. And then got the repulsors underneath. Almost an array, but not quite. So you did a good job. All right, next up for number 17, we have Phoenix's modified SRC3 land speeder. Now, this is pretty cool. Now, Phoenix actually had contacted me during the array contest and was one of the entrants. Unfortunately, the build didn't quite fit the parameters that were the requirements that we had. And unfortunately, he didn't see my email asking about updating the requirements. So this time, Phoenix went all out and made an amazing build. So I apologize again for not making that work for you last time, but great job. Meets all the parameters. I absolutely love it. It's like a beefy land speeder, single seater. It looks built to race. So great job. So that was number 17. Number 18 is Seth's swivel front speeder. Now, what do you mean by swivel front? I'll show you in just a minute. So Seth was very innovative on his design and decided that the whole front end was going to be able to twist and move to better facilitate the race. So here you can see a couple images of the front end of the speeder in a tilted form, which is really awesome. Good job, Seth. All right, now we go to number 19. This is Alex's Boba Fett built speeder that he made for Fennec Shan so they could make some money in the Gallagher Racing Series. These are actually pretty cool repulsors that they've got on here in an X configuration, but also still part of the circle. I kind of imagine in my head, after seeing that other potentially rotating repulsor, that this would actually spin the cluster repulsors while it was in a race. I don't know, it's just an idea, but it's pretty cool. Pretty fun concept. The pods in the front, I didn't feel like they were excessively large, and I didn't think they were completely engines. And then we have the thrusters on the back using those Razor Crest basket engines. So very cool. And then, of course, for Fennec Shand. All right, last thing I'll show you. Alex was unable to submit his vane repulsor for the last contest, so he has a picture of his vane repulsor next to his cluster repulsor, and holy cow, the vane repulsor looked awesome. I just wish he would have been able to get it in time. I bet it would have done pretty well in the voting, but it was really, really cool looking, and both of those next to each other look great. All right, number 20 is Nate's modified tug craft. So this used to be like a tugboat of sorts in Star Wars, and then it's been modified into becoming a racer. It actually has 3 giant cluster repulsors on one side of it, which is awesome. I love my asymmetry. Then we've got some thrusters on the back. Just a fantastic looking build by Nate. So this is number 20. So great job. Number 21 is Andrew's Green Meanie. Now this, I'm not going to be able to show you all the pictures that I have of these ships, but you'll be able to look them up and get them over on the Flickr page, which I highly recommend you guys go and look at. They should be labeled the same. They should have all their numbers, but let's just pray. All right. So the Green Meanie, awesome greebling underneath. It's absolutely insane. We've got our repulsors front and back. Just amazing job on the greebles. I don't even know how you do that. And then the color is really cool. We don't see green used that often, so props on that. And then the trans green windscreen is also awesome, so way to go. That was number 21 by Andrew. All right, next we have number 22, which is by AA Bricks on YouTube. This is a KS614 repulsor. I don't know why, but for some reason when I first saw this, I thought DeLorean. I just think it kind of looks like a DeLorean for some reason. But we've got offset. We've got very nice angles on it. It looks very Star Wars. Looks very original trilogy. We've got those nice angles that was really popular back in the late 70s, early 80s. So very good job in kind of capturing that aesthetic. Good job. AA bricks, that was number 22. And then we have number 23, which is Joe's LR52 stock and racer versions of his ship. So we have the gray version, which is the stock version of the ship, and then we have a white version, which is the racing version. As you can see, there are some modifications to it, but the overall shape is the same, just like we'd see in NASCAR today, where the stock cars that you can buy from a manufacturer look similar, but not exactly like the racing versions. So excellent job, Joe. You really captured the essence behind this. And they kind of look like Y-Wings, which, hey, who doesn't like a good Y-Wing now and again? Then the ships are actually modular, which is pretty cool. They can replace sections of them. Good job, Joe. Good job. All right, and then number 24 is Ernest's. Now he goes by light bluish gray on Instagram, and this is his variable geometry speeder. Oh, would never have thought to do this myself. Did a fantastic job. It looks great. It's got all kinds of moving parts. I think this sucker would definitely do very well in the racing circuit. And hey, I love seeing new designs. Love seeing new concepts. It's really cool ideas, you guys. You guys have been amazing. Well, that is actually all of the official entries that we have into the phase 2 of the contest. I think there may have been a miscommunication, probably my fault, for the winner, Thrawn's Revenge, of the last section of the contest. The winners are not eligible to be voted on in the subsequent phases of the contest. You can only go into the finals once total. Not once per phase, but once total. And I think that was my fault, but Thrawn's Revenge built an amazing ship, as well as did Mustafarian. Mustafarian actually has a YouTube channel, and I highly recommend you look it up. He already has his array vehicle in place. He had contacted me about some of the rules, so I went ahead and let him know what I had. But let's look at while you guys think about who you're going to vote for, and put the comments down below if you're commenting while you're in this section. Mustafarian built a sliding cluster repulsor, just like the sliding vane in the previous version. In the previous contest, he built a sliding cluster, and the way that works is that whole tread section actually slides forward and backwards with the clusters underneath, which is so cool. What a really neat idea. I tried to get just a couple of screenshots, which is why these aren't the best pictures. My bad. But yeah, it slides back and forth on that tread. Absolutely incredible. His ability to make things move is very enviable to me. I respect that. All right, and then we have Thrawn's Revenge, and Thrawn made his Ibit Hawk, and it's very NASCAR-y. I gotta say, it's got the spoiler on the back. It's got 4 different sections for the repulsors, which is really cool. But it definitely retains that futuristic Star Wars foreign technology vibe. So great job, Thrawn's Revenge. I did want to feature these because you guys, Mustafarian and Thrawn's Revenge, you guys both got them in here in plenty of time. So way to go. And that's it. I hope you guys are able to go onto the Flickr page and look at all of the different entries. And yeah, should be a blast and a half. Go ahead and put your votes in the comments on this video. This is where I'm going to be collecting those and aggregating them. And then a week from today, we're going to have the voting session closed, tally up all of the votes, and get a winner out to you guys. Well, the top 3 winners. And again, we are starting the next phase of the contest, which is arrays, ARRAY, for those of you who want to look up what an array might look like. It's a series of parts in a single file line, like if you imagine a solar array, all in a line, same piece over and over and over. So that's what we're looking for, and I guess just get building. It should be really fun. We'll probably get a video out showing you guys Mustafarian's, just some screenshots of Mustafarian's array build, or you can go out and just check it out on his channel. May as well. It might give you some ideas. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me and going over these entries for the Gallagher contest. And until we see you next time in TJ's Lego Room, play well. There's also a hint as to next year's 6-month contest in the screen right now. You probably won't guess it, but it's there. Anyway, bye.